Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living by the Law, the podcast discussing fictional worlds and how wondrous and ridiculous they are. My name is Matt, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Jude and Guy. Living by the Law is not currently sponsored. If you'd wish to sponsor us, find the most powerful seed in your garden. Grow that seed far beyond its mortal limits. Harmonize with your plant and meditate your message out into the world. We will hear you. We always do.
As fast as a hedgehog, as intangible as a shadow, this episode we dive headfirst into the lore of Project Shadow and what it may mean for the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Warning, this episode contains spoilers for Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog, as well as maybe the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie. We'll see.
Who is the most recognizable person you know?
Obama.
Obama?
Jesus Christ.
Well, like, you know or you know?
Do I know them or do I know them?
Yeah, like Jesus in our heart. We know Jesus.
No, also there's another asterisk further here. Know as in, like, could call them and have them know who I am or have met in a non-public setting.
Or just know of them?
I think they're both different questions, but we could let's say know as in know of.
Know as in know of Jesus Christ, Obama, Michael Jackson.
Because I was thinking also, how do you describe them? Like, who's the most describable person as well? Think about it.
Ooh,
If someone had never seen Obama, how would you describe Obama?
Okay, that adds another layer to it.
Yeah, guy.
Okay. I'm not going to... He is a very gracious-looking man with dark skin, short hair, curly, greying, a very regal sort of aura about him, with a very strong jaw and broad shoulders. And
I think Guy wants to fuck Obama.
I think he does.
given the chance. No, I say the best, most recognizable character that I could describe is Ronald McDonald.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Clown.
I think Shrek.
Okay, that just completely changes the fucking scope of the question.
No,
man.
no,
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm just introducing new characters. It's like if you're in a sword fight and I pull out a gun, it's still a fight. Like, just because I can pull out a gun. Just you didn't bring a gun, you know? Just because you didn't
I
bring
don't want to
Shrek.
ask this
You
question.
said a sword fight.
It was a sword fight, and then I pulled out Shrek.
You've just changed the goalposts, what you're doing.
Hey, if I win the games, the referee doesn't see.
I don't like you.
Oh my god! If I move the goalposts and the ref doesn't see it,
Maybe
Operation Sneaky Beaver.
You know what? I've never once in my life thought more strongly than right now that Matt would make a great politician.
Incredible.
I enjoy the art of knowing I'm wrong and still debating on it.
No, exact. I 100% agree.
I stand by what I just said.
I stand by it. I agree with that.
It's not, and I know I have annoyed people like thoroughly in the past for this, but like, it's not that I actively want to annoy people. It's the fact that I can't stop myself. And it's the fact that I'm interested in how people think and I want to know how they'll react. Is that psychotic?
No. Well,
it's like
maybe.
I want to push them to a point to take them see why do they think that? Like, what? Even if I think they're right, I want to see why they think they're right. You know what I mean?
We're two different kinds of smart stupid because I just do it because it's funny. I stand by my dark white, light black proposition.
Like, I want to reveal why they why people think what they think. You know what I mean? For no reason other than I want to question it.
Yeah.
But I started this conversation.
I think it's a degree of like social awareness of like not registering that the person's not interested in the conversation, but just continuing.
But they must
to
be
ask the
interested if they're
question.
continuing to argue.
Yeah, why would they? Why
would they not?
Just walk away.
Just walk away. Just stop talking to them.
Because most of the time your friends don't want to walk away from you.
I think that's
Most of the time they don't want to just abandon you.
But they have the option at any point during the argument.
Wait, I have the option to leave?
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you not?
No, we locked the doors, guy. We definitely locked and bolted the doors.
You did lock the back of the front door. Yeah,
he can't leave.
Yeah.
I do just think it's amusing, though. I was trying to pull you into it, but we do have to. Yeah.
But the reason I brought this up is because Guy,
I was trying to pull you into an argument that was pointless.
No, I know. I backed out of it.
No,
I know.
you didn't.
Jude is a very good person at avoiding an argument. I know. He's pretty good at that.
The real politician's the British one.
He's actually pretty good at that. But the reason I say this is because Guy and I experienced something before you got. Sorry,
You experienced.
before you got here. While we were setting up, actually before we were setting up, we saw one of the most indescribable situations. There was a man.
Hold on. Can I give you my line that I pulled immediately after this happened? I stepped out of my car and I looked Matthew Doyle in the eyes and I said, "There are some levels of swag that are unachievable by mortal men."
Okay.
So there's this guy riding down the middle of the street by the way, it's a hot day outside. It's like 35 degrees and Celsius for Americans, which is hot. And the air's stinking. And this guy's in like a singlet, shorts.
86 degrees Fahrenheit.
And he's riding down the street on a Neuron, which is like an electric scooter. And it's a dirty scooter, which makes you question, is it his?
It has the breakdown as well.
Is it his? Is it not? It's questionable. But the reason it's so questionable, is it his, is because he's got what I'm going to describe as a trailer attached to the back with bags, a chair.
It's a pram.
And a dog.
In the pram.
In the pram.
Who he's looking back at quite caringly as this pit bull, little pug pit bull, something like that, sits there staring happily at him.
He simultaneously looked really on edge and really happy at the same time, that dog. Because it was like very rigid, the dog's legs.
Was it
but also
Staffy?
Something like that.
Okay.
It was
Maybe.
a pit bull. It was a pit bull.
It was a pit bull?
Yeah.
That's
get
big for a
enough
fucking
look.
trailer.
It was like a proper
Yeah.
pram.
It was a little one. It was a pram. It was like baby
wasn't
size.
like a full size.
It was a baby sized dog.
Okay.
It was like a smaller pit bull. I
Some
don't know.
levels of
Probably a
swag
Staffy
cannot be
then.
achieved by mortal men. And
No, I agree with that statement.
It was just an amazing sight to see. And I think that was the really indescribable thing. But I really think, yeah, he was going at like an incredible speed, but like not in crazy speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like faster than you think a man on a line with a dog attached to the back would go, but like not crazy.
This
But
is
also-
utterly fascinating, talking about the speed of a man on a scooter with a dog. And he was... You sound like someone, when you see someone that like tries to write Tolkien, but they just don't. And he was not traveling as fast as one would expect. And yet he was still traveling faster than you would think.
Fuck. Stronger than not as strong as he was needed, but stronger than the mere mortal around him.
Guy, can you tell us
Speaking
about
of
something else
stronger
fast?
than mere mortals, swag unattainable by humans, and whatever the fuck else we were talking about in this episode, we're going to be discussing what happens in the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie of the the Hedgehog cinematic universe. This is part 2 to a previous episode.
I gave you speed and you didn't use it.
No.
I said it.
Gave him speed. Guys, I rock up to the studio like once.
There was no guy and a dog. It was just
As we
outside.
said, things happened before you got here. In the last episode, we discussed the previous 2 movies and the TV show and the lore of that particular cinematic universe. But what can we expect from the new movie? In case you haven't listened to the previous episode, I'm going to do a 1-paragraph rundown of the whole thing.
Oh god, here we go.
In this canon, Sonic is an alien from the planet of Mobius who was chased to Earth after the Echidna tribe murdered his guardian Longclaw, the last of the Owls. Sonic was given a map to the Master Emerald, which Sonic tracked down the Master Emerald alongside, big quotes, Tails, another alien from space, as well as Knuckles, the last of the aforementioned Echidna tribe. During all of this, Dr. Robotnik, nay Eggman, an independent contractor from the US government with a Master of Engineering and Science as well as an IQ around 300, repeatedly tried to capture Sonic and the Master Emerald to harness their chaos energy. A mysterious force tied somehow to their planet, which Sonic came from, which can enhance the user with assorted superpowered abilities ranging from speed to technomancy to literal reality manipulation / chili dog summoning powers.
Indeed.
We ended the last movie with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles in possession of the Master Emerald, vowing to never let it be used again, and Dr. Eggman, which I will be referring to him as for the remainder of the episode for reasons that will be clear soon, was crushed, except no, he escaped somehow after having his indestructible Chaos Emerald-powered mech destroyed by Knuckles punching it. Okay, good? Any questions?
So many.
So go on then.
So when was the bit when Tails hit Knuckles with the car again?
Start of the second movie.
Yeah, cool, awesome.
Well, like 10 minutes into the second movie.
Fantastic, awesome.
This kid's movie, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Why?
Why? Why any of it?
Yeah.
That's honestly my favorite takeaway from that last episode, that we've got these goofy, cartoonish creation creatures, and one of them just hits the other with a car. I love that so much. I love it.
It's great.
My favorite thing is that Knuckles went on a road trip to go bowling.
That was the
He
TV
did
show.
too,
Again, very good. No,
That's my favorite part of the
To be
lore.
fair, Knuckles went to go and beat up a guy called the Buyer who was collecting things. I think he works for Gun. I didn't go super deep into the TV
What's
show.
Gun stand for again?
The Guardian Units of Nations, despite the fact that it's an American anti-alien force.
Nations, yes.
Nations.
All the nations of America.
All the nations together under one flag of America.
The Great United Nuns. That's what GUN stands for.
That's good.
Thank you. Took me like 30 seconds to think of it.
Wow, Matthew, you're so smart. You're like 300 IQ. Well done.
I don't appreciate when you condescend me, Jude. Your British accent makes it worse.
I wasn't even trying to be condescending there.
Feeling good about this movie and the preset things, we actually will resume for a brief moment at the end of the second movie in a part that I omitted from my previous descriptions.
Oh.
At the end of the movie, we hear an agent of GUN, the Guardian Units of Nations, as mentioned, specifically, just to mention again, a force that is dedicated to defending the Earth from aliens, which is, again, a job they're really bad at.
There's a lot of aliens
mentions quote. Let's get some quotes. Let's get the boys quoting.
Get the boys on the
In fact, I have a set of quotes. One of you will get to be a hench person talking to their commander, and the other gets a single epic line. So that's the commander.
Would you like to be the commander, Jude? I can't see it yet. It's not popped up.
I can be. I'm happy to be.
Can I move that over?
I was going to say, do you want to be the epic commander? But I don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. You read you go.
Okay,
Start.
I'll do the weakling voice. When we were wiping Robotnik off our database, we found something. A file buried deep in our system and dating back over 50 years. Coordinates to a secret research facility. It was a black site. Someone worked very hard to keep this hidden.
My God. Project Shadow.
Bum, bum, bum.
Why'd you get more and more British?
It's repeatedly happening today. It is very fucking warm in Melbourne, as said, and we're all
It
cooked.
makes me delusional, therefore I revert back to natural state. Some people revert back to the natural state of monkey. I revert back to my natural state of fish.
It's true.
Same thing, right?
Natural habitat, yeah, exactly. As the third movie, Project Shadow, as it pans down over a opening eyes of Shadow the Hedgehog, which we'll get into a little bit more about him in a bit. As the third movie is not out yet, coming out December 10th, I think.
We have a secret copy that we've watched.
Kind of.
And we're
No. We will be instead focusing on what we know from the game. So we're going to pivot here. Again, this is why this episode is probably able to be listened to not alongside the previous one, but this is me giving you an intro to the third movie. As previously we've seen that the writers for these movies are, if not copying, then at least strongly paralleling the canon of the games. The majority of the canon for Project Shadow takes place in the GOAT of 3D Sonic games, Sonic Adventure 2, as well as its sequel or spin-off Shadow the Hedgehog. Together, these games will give us the best possible picture we can have of the original Project Shadow and what is likely in store for us for the third movie. We once again dive into the backstory.
Interesting.
50 years ago, we find Professor Robotnik. This time not Ivo, but Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's grandfather, aboard the space colony Ark. A genius obviously runs in the family, as Professor Robotnik has built a livable, large-scale space station orbiting the planet, capable of sustaining up to 10,000 to 50,000 people. The Ark colony itself obviously was a marvel of engineering, being a self-sustaining Bernal sphere-type space settlement.
in what, the 70s?
The 70s?
said 50 years ago.
Yeah, 50 years ago from current date in-game, which is probably current day. Shadow has a gun modern day, so yeah, let's say 1970 effectively, but...
This seems like 70s technology.
Specifically, actually, the Bernal Sphere thing is, I'm sure you guys, as being the fucking dorks we all are aware of the concept for a large space colony where it's like the rotating disc where you kind of have the inside is the part you live on and it rotates so you stick to the outside. That was actually created by concept created by John Desmond Bernal in 1929 was the concept for that one.
I've seen Halo.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if that's in that. We'll find out. One day we'll find out.
One day we'll do a Halo episode.
One day we'll take on that fucking creature.
Hello.
Join our Patreon and you can pay for us to do a Halo episode.
Get out of here, you shill.
Sorry for promoting our content. Ways to support us.
But seriously, yeah, do become a lawkeeper.
Yeah.
As a quick aside, Robotnik was not the only relative of Eggman's aboard the space station Ark. His cousin and Gerald's granddaughter, Maria Robotnik, was also there. She was taken aboard the station by Gerald, much to the protest of her family, apparently.
He kidnapped her.
As she has a rare condition called neuroimmune deficiency syndrome, which leaves her extremely vulnerable to disease, as well as with an often frail and failing body. She has good days and bad days, with the worst of her condition leaving her unable to move, eat, or think clearly. Her presence on the Ark, the reason for it is twofold. The pristine conditions mean that she is extremely unlikely to ever be exposed to disease, as well as the fact that the artificial gravity is slightly lower than that on Earth, which means that her physical weakness and the inflammation that comes along with it is more manageable. So actually, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
These
That's actually, he may have kidnapped her, but his intentions were good.
Yeah, like don't kidnap people's children, but...
I'll say this. He
Not a
didn't
bad move.
strictly... We'll get into where I get the source for this in a minute, but he didn't strictly kidnap her. It's just said that the family protested and kind of had issue, and later on they do definitely demand her back, and he doesn't give her back. So
How old
at
is
that
she?
point, I think it's kidnapping. Also debatable. Technically, the only cited age we get is... correct. I'm not sure if this is correct, but I think it's 10 to 12.
Aww.
But realistically, looking at more common like headcanons, people usually say 15 to 16, but somewhere in that range.
Okay.
10 to 15 to 16.
Okay.
The only the only canon we have is not for this game, which Maria is 10, so we don't know if that's the correct one, but it's the only cited age that we have her at near. Anyway. Not known. Child.
Not old enough.
Definitely not an adult. Definitely not old enough to make her own decisions.
Yeah.
But with the factors of the reduced gravity and the extreme sanitariness of the station, she's able to lead a relatively normal life, although often still quite physically weak, having shortness of breath and fainting when overexerted. While the Ark colony was known to the public, the lab sequestered inside was not, being an isolated black site for Professor Robotnik and his team to work on top-secret projects. Among the initial inventions used for the Ark, we had gravity control switches, which sustain near-Earth gravity on the station, as also being able to be turned off at will. Defense units being shield projectors that can protect the station, and other smaller inventions that are kind of standard sci-fi shit, like moving platforms, laser grids for protecting off-limits areas,
A good moving platform.
gun turrets.
Nice.
You gotta make it hard for people, you know?
So the moving platforms are actually interesting because they're like actually controllable things. It's like a little cart thing.
Okay.
So it is more complicated than that, but in the
Okay.
game they're moving
Yeah.
platforms.
It's not just like the Hogwarts stairs that just a safety hazard.
No. I haven't played the games. Maybe.
In the games, yes. In the lore, no, maybe.
Yeah.
So with these laser grids and gun turrets and other things, I might hear you say, now hold on, why would they need such intense security measures for this particular little space colony?
Guy, why do they need such intense security measures? for
Stupid
this space
question. I already
colony?
mentioned the government black site, Jude. Pay attention. Inside this top secret lab, Grandpa Robotnik and his goons worked on some more dangerous pursuits. Which, side note, I saw this in a Tumblr post the other day. I'm stealing this joke, but also very funny. Hench people are ruined. Can't use goon. Can't use minion. Like, what's it? Hench people at this point. There's no other option.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I miss when Goons was like not what it is now.
Where the goons?
You do be gooning, you know.
Yeah, it's ruined. It's gone.
It's Don Falcone's Goons.
Yeah, I try and goon as best I can. It's ruined. But like hench, Min sounds like is a real big insult. Like that doesn't sound like I should be able to say that.
Exactly. Like, I don't know, goons has more of like a hench people sounds like they're smart, goons sound like they're muscle, you know?
Yeah.
And interesting, I think the other way around. Goon is like my boys, my goons. Whereas like hench people, like they're like just workers, you know.
Matthew, are you saying that they're your goon squad?
My gooners.
Absolutely.
Oh, Oh. I've only really been introduced to the term gooner and like gooning and goon recently in terms of the way you guys are referring to it right now.
Every day.
You're an old man, you know.
I find out that Jude is an older man.
You're so
Find out
old.
he's never had energy drinks before today. He's only just finding out about goon. These newfangled technology, these kids and their technologies.
These kids in there gooning.
Okay, Joe Biden.
You know my favorite reel that I just am relating to way too much these days is like the one of Joe Biden walking away and then he like looks over his shoulder and it's just like, you know,
It's a big nod.
Evil Joe. What is it? Dark Brandon.
Dark
whatever.
Brandon, yeah.
I feel like Jude, you would relate to. I was in the city today, and there was these people doing like a TikTok dance, like a dancing in the middle of the place, and I just see
Square.
two old people. A couple of old people look over to them, it's like, what are they doing? And it's like, must be this for some sort of TikTok. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's what I thought too.
Absolutely.
that is me. You met me. That was me on my lunch break.
Fair warning / citation, a lot of context for the government black site and the things that they're getting up to come from the 2005 game Sonic the Hedgehog, because there's a journal in that game that we use, but it's happening during the events of, well, not during the events of Sonic Adventure 2, but are the prequel to a lot of the stuff in Sonic Adventure 2. It's just me writing the script and figuring out where shit's from, because it's one of the annoying things where people put things in the wiki and then don't cite them properly, and it's like, oh, I now need to go and find out where the fuck this is from.
I'll be honest, I've given up on that. There's sometimes I look and see, like, especially with Marvel and stuff like that, because there's like a billion different issues. Sometimes I go, oh, maybe I should go and see if that's a real thing. But sometimes, most of the time, I just accept it.
That's fair, but also I like it when I find something that's wrong, because then I feel smart. And that's nothing against wiki contributors. Godspeed, you absolute soldiers.
There are some books I've read, and then when I read the wiki, I'm like, that's not right. I read that book. I just read that book.
Exactly.
That's
I
not
like
right.
feeling smart. I like feeling like a podcast has a reason to listen to it.
Question though.
Go.
You said 10,000 people. Is just the general public living? Can you buy a place on this place? Is it like
Non-specific.
the rich living in
It's
space?
the ones who we know are there are Gerald Robotnik, Maria Robotnik, Gerald Robotnik's team, and
That's like scientists and the people who built it.
there's like 50 people there. I don't know is the answer.
Okay.
I don't think it's relevant to anything at any point.
Okay, I'm just
whether or
feeling
not.
it.
The only thing is whether it does make one of the events in the bit of the future of the timeline a little bit worse.
You just said 10,000 people could stay on it. So that's what I was thinking.
Able to sustain.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they live there.
That's
I'm not
fair.
sure.
Yeah, this is like imagining if Elon Musk was actually smart, you know?
Jesus. The UF president asked the...
Don't you insult our Doge like that?
Jesus. The UF president had asked Professor Robotnik, the greatest scientist available to them at the time, to investigate the possibility of creating a cure to death to achieve immortality in exchange for getting it Gun, his anti-space group, to stop asking him for weapons. Real plot point.
So he goes, Mr. President, stop sending Gun after me and I'll give you immortality.
Gun gave them a lot of the money to build the Ark.
Uh-huh.
Gun then went, we paid a bunch of money for you to get a floating super cool space lab.
Honestly, fair enough.
Give us weapons. And
Yeah.
Robotnik then, direct quote, pulls his clout to talk to the president. Real quote. Multiple times in Robotnik's journal does he say clout. And it's, again,
Damn.
another word just ruined for me.
My man's got clout.
My man has fat clout.
My man's
How's
got
clout
riz.
ruined?
Because it's a social media thing now. Clout chasers are like people who do dumb shit on
Man's
social
got at
media
least
for...
10 million followers on
yeah.
his
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what clout means to me now.
That's fair. Yeah.
So clout in this term where he's just an influential person.
I'm just imagining Eggman doing TikToks.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm at. Exactly where I'm at.
Hey guys, I'm up in the space station.
Robotnik, a man of morals, initially declined this request to invent
Give me
immortality, citing that he aims to improve life, not pervert it, and saying that the
damn.
project was laughable, as intangible as a shadow.
Oh.
However, interestingly, he and his team had also managed to acquire a Chaos Emerald recently, which the games had a similar-ish origin to the movie, except the legendary home to the emeralds was not Mobius, but Angel Island, which is an ancient place that was found by Professor Robotnik during an archaeological dig, because not only is he a goated scientist and engineer, he's also really good at archaeology, which apparently one of his sons took after him. We don't really have any details about him, just know one of them's an archaeologist and one of them's a scientist.
Fuck yeah.
Goated. He also is especially goated because he finds this location for like a floating island powered by an ancient relic and is like, I was the only one who went there. I dare it not disturb this sacred place. And it's like, that's pretty good. Forward here that I've forgotten to kind of put in. Gerald Robotnik, as far as we can see, for a lot of like the stuff he does, like he works for some very shady people. He isn't a bad person. It's just that the shady people are the ones who have the most money.
Yeah.
It seems like when you have a government job and you're doing like research and like cancer research, you're getting subsidized by the government. Sometimes the government does a lot of bad things with with the research, but like it's where the money is.
Exactly. In the game, Professor Robotnik states that the emerald has some effect on space-time, bending reality to one's will. Imagine the possibilities. So that's the answer to what the Chaos Emeralds are. Not radioactive or nuclear. They bend space-time. Space-time.
So they're gravity. What do you mean?
No, space-time. That's different.
Space-time is just
It's partially gravity. You're not wrong.
No, they're just two dimensions. Which gravity warps space-time.
I feel like space-time's one of those MacGuffin terms that writers love to use when they just want to make thing.
Einstein would like a fucking word with you, dog.
No, but they don't use it right. Einstein would like a word with them.
That's true.
I'm saying the writers use it for that.
I accept that.
It sounds smart. It sounds like, that makes sense. People aren't going to question that much, but it's
like
bullshit.
It's like Doctor Who when the Doctor talked to spunky young companion. All space-time is at risk. This machine warps the space-time. The space-time's in trouble. Space-time. You know what I mean?
What is it? The reverse the polarity of the electrons or what?
Reverse the polarity of the splinter to go through the schlonged.
Yeah, what the fuck they do in Star Trek?
fix
It's
space-time.
magic. It's magic.
Yeah.
Star Trek is just magic that they talk about with a lot of big words.
Reverse the direction of the space-time.
Reverse the polarity of the splink to go through the schlonkter.
That's what I said, yeah.
To fix the space-time guy.
Makes sense to me.
Eventually, he is pestered enough that he gives in to the president's request, realizing that while he works on a cure for death, he can also quietly use some of that research to find a cure for Maria's disease. Technically, this happens
just on the side.
No, well, yeah, absolutely. Because he's essentially telling the president, yeah, give me money for that research. And then he's going, I could probably use this to like try and help her disease. If I'm working on regeneration, I'm working on...
He does seem like a good guy. He doesn't seem like a guy who would kidnap out of malice.
I would put him at like neutral good. Like he very much does a lot of stuff. Like he falls in line because he has to, but he does his own shit because he wants to. He's a complicated guy, but
he's got his own agenda he's trying to enact, but at the end of the day, he's a selfless guy trying to protect someone or fix something.
He's someone who has a lot of demands placed upon him that are vague. He then interprets them in a way that can be useful to humanity, is the way that I see it. And there will be more examples of this soon.
Can I define something quickly?
Go for it.
When you say cure death, there's two ways to do that. One, cure aging, or two, make someone invincible. Which one are we going for here?
We get to that in a bit, but my understanding of what they were going for is stopping aging, I believe. I'm not certain on that one.
That makes more sense. It's more realistic.
But they wanted not to die. It was a cure to death, so it's not like making invulnerable, like I'll never get punched enough that I'll die, but just like can't die of old age.
Yeah, you won't break down. You'll stay as prime.
That's technically not true. Doesn't matter. I don't know what they were going for originally. I think the president had no fucking idea what he was talking about.
He just went, cure death.
The president was like, yeah, that guy's a smart guy. I'd like you to cure death for me. No more death.
Exactly.
The doctor's saying these cigarettes are going to kill me. Well, I want you to cure death.
I want you to kill death before these cigarettes kill me. Can you do that, bud?
I will say that we don't see the president that asked Robotnik to do this. We do see the president...
Because he's surrounded by smoke because all the cigarettes he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. No, because we just don't see him. But like the later one who shows up is the most art department for this video game, give me a president. If you Google President Sonic Adventure 2, you will see the most president-ass modeled man of all time. In fact, I'll give you a quick moment to do that so that we may, in fact, describe him to the audience.
Oh my god. He is like 3 pixels though.
It's Sonic Adventure 2. It was on the Dreamcast.
I was only expecting his hair to be a little wider, but maybe
So he's like a Dorito body, almost like an hourglass figure with just very sharp triangular shoulders.
Oh yeah.
Going down into his waist where it thickens out a bit more again, and then these 2 big pencil legs. He's wearing a bright blue suit with a bright red tie. His face looks like it's sharp enough to fucking be a nutcracker. And he's got this little short cut of brown hair.
I think Jude wants to fuck the president.
Holy shit.
I don't want to
second
fuck this
president
president.
fucking-
I don't want to fuck
That was
this president.
crazy.
I don't want to fuck this
It's
president.
almost like I expect him to be a little white, like have wider hair, but maybe that's just at the time we live in.
It's the time we
think
live in.
so.
The president is getting older.
The presidents didn't used to be this old.
No, certainly not. At some point after the initial request, anywhere from 4 months to 3 years, depending on how often Robotnik is making diary entries, because it goes from entry 389 is when he's initially asked to 515. So if he's making one a day, it's 4 months. If he's making one week, it's 3 years. So variable. He begins work on Project Shadow. However, because he's left it so long, Gunn, who's also, again, provided most of the funds for the station, have now begun demanding weapons from him. He does quickly whip something up for them, because luckily weapons easier to make than immortality. Particularly specifically making a way to remotely puppet water into, I think it says like shapes. So it's basically an ability to like manipulate water from afar. He secretly wants to use this to help flood victims, because he says, what if you could turn the tsunami back to help the victims?
Yeah.
Which, bad idea. Just stop the fucking water. It's a tsunami. You should just be able to insert the remote control water thing and just stop it, but that's fine.
But turn it around.
Indeed. Just turn it around. But also, again, too little, too late. You're making fucking weapons for these guys. They're going to remote assassinate someone who's standing by the president standing by the ocean. Oh, what a wonderful... Murdered.
What a wonderful day.
What do you mean? You can trust the US government.
It's not the US government, it's the UF government.
Sure.
United Federation.
Sure.
With the president who lives in the White House. As a side note and a small rabbit hole, the idea for the remote water was inspired by Chaos, a boss in Sonic Adventure 1, where this particular boss, Meta, was created to show off the new 3D graphics technology, so they just made a boss that was fully made out of water. He is a mutant Chow, which a Chow is a sort of fairy thing that appears in a lot of Sonic games. It's like a little blue fairy thing.
Okay.
What the fuck are they from? Where do they come to the law?
A lot of people love Chows. Specifically, one of the VP of Sonic development said that the most requested feature for one of their future games was, at the time, was a Chow garden, because it's essentially, if you guys ever had like what are they called? Puffles in Club Penguin?
Yeah.
Or like any of those fucking Roblox games where you grind it out a pet or whatever, or any of that sort of stuff. That's what Chow Gardens are. So it's like a little peaceful playtime thing that you do on the side times of
Are these guys in the movies?
Not that we've seen, no.
Okay.
Good question. They might be one of the flashbacks. I don't remember. But specifically, Chows are like, yeah, very, very popular thing. They're in the hub world that you go between during like big Sonic games where you've got like open world things. You return to the hub. It's the Chow Garden. And you play with your Chows and you feed them. And then you
I
go
like
and
that.
kill someone with a gun.
I don't like that.
So again, Chaos was a mutant Chow. He was the protector of some normal Chow in the sort of area they're in, but he was revered as an immortal deity of sort who could control water to defend their home. To cut a long story short and to get to the point of why I'm talking about this guy, I saw a thing in the wiki page which reads as follows. In recent times, he was released by Dr. Eggman for a plot to conquer the world, because he kind of went evil because of Eggman. Despite initial cooperation, though, he eventually revolted and tried to destroy the world. Fortunately, he was soon calmed by Sonic and departed for heaven in peace.
Did Sonic fucking kill him?
I don't know, but Heaven is a direct quote from, again, the VP from Takashi's Izuka.
Did Sonic fucking kill him?
Who's the VP of... No, I'm more concerned because previous episode, I think you asked about Christmas Island and whether Catholicism existed in the Sonic world. I count this as another vote to yes.
Heaven's real.
Heaven is real.
Heaven is real.
Catholic heaven is real. And chaos has peacefully gone there.
And Jesus Christ has been to every planet.
Yeah, that checks.
Also, another side note: the Chaos is one of the nicknames that are listed is Big Drip.
It's a great nickname.
Fuck off.
Back to Project Shadow.
Big Drip.
Making progress, Gerald and his team develops Chaos Drives, a way to siphon energy from the Chaos Emerald and to use it on other things. It was initially designed to be directly applied to living tissue, but it was deemed too harsh. In the meantime, Eggman used these to give to Gun as essentially like super nuclear batteries because it's chaos energy, it's literally reality warping, and they put it in turrets.
Why?
Because they're goated and because Gun has no fucking idea what they're doing.
Dude, it's the US government. They don't know how to do anything else than gun.
I always love as
got
well
gun.
when we think about these and we go like, you know, from a global, objective, subjective point of view, whatever you want to say, of like, haha, meme of American big gun man, whatever. Mm-hmm. I also love... Sonic, Sega. What?
Japanese.
They are Japanese,
Yes.
right? Cool. I love that it's also from like a Japanese second half of 20th century point of view of going, haha, American.
Big gun.
I love that.
They literally called their company Gun, right? It's on brand to me.
It's not a company. It's a branch of the US. It's the branch of the UF government.
It's on brand. That's all I'm saying.
on brand.
It's on brand. It's on fucking brand.
They do eventually figure out that the Chaos Drives can be applied to living tissue, specifically one with enhanced regeneration power, as well as being, quote, a manageable size.
Wolverine.
Salamanders.
Oh, okay. They found Wolverine in this is Project X.
Yeah, sure, why not? The Bio Lizard is the first version of Project Shadow, being a mutated mass that was apparently once a salamander. This creature is infused with chaos drives, and its accelerated growth reaches a point where it cannot live without life support.
Poor guy.
Gerald, horrified at what he has made, he hides the creature deep inside the Ark, promising to keep it alive and as comfortable as he can until he finds the answers he needs.
Oh, God. What the fuck?
So, pretty bad. What have you Googled there?
I just saw a salamander Sonic.
If you Google Biolizard, you'll get a more exact example of what this thing ends up looking like. I think I had a picture for this.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That was like the saddest dinosaur I've ever seen in my life.
It does look like a bit of a sad dinosaur.
It looks like a really
So that's from I think that's from the TV show or the later versions. The one on the top first image is the one from Sonic Adventure 2.
So sad. Oh, God.
Why has he got an Omnitrix on his back?
That's the life support. That's the chaos drives that are infused to keep him from dying because he's no longer a salamander.
Fair.
In attempting to do great, we failed to do good. You know what I mean?
We will move forward a bit now as Professor Robotnik slowly degrades, trying desperately to get his experiment to work. His experiments have continued to fail, and his bosses at Gun and the President both demand results.
This is why you don't get funding from Gun.
Probably. Don't worry. Gerald's bad decisions do not end here.
No.
Under this stress, Robotnik would find help from an unlikely place. A comet on a 50-year cycle coming past his planet, which housed an alien named Black Doom. I do not know whether they had that name before, but they have that name now. And Gerald, anything that has the name Doom in it is not a thing you want to make a deal with.
But
Imagine you just like you bring it to the board meeting. You just like you walk in there and guys, hey guys, I have a solution. This is my friend. His name's Black Doom, and he's going to be the solution of all our problems.
I don't know if that's a sound investment. Well, I think that you haven't given Black Doom a fair chance yet.
Honestly,
I'll say this.
it's pretty racist. I think you should give Black Doom a try.
I think you should.
I'll also be.
You want to speak up.
I'll also clarify this. Black Doom does not donate money.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
He donates sex.
The black
look how hot
arms.
he is.
Why is that hot? That is not hot.
He is like
Big hands.
He looks so fucking evil.
Yeah, it's like the most evil looking thing.
He's got big spikes coming out of him. He's got big, scary
God.
hands. He's wearing a cloak like a Dementor and like some torture chambers. Also, he's got no legs.
Yeah.
Did Eggman take his legs?
Is that evil? Is it evil to have no legs, Matthew? Fucking
Yeah, man.
ableist.
Yeah, fuck you, bigot.
Shit.
The Black Arms, Black Doom's Legion, on his Black Comet, secretly their ship, has been passing by the planet, which is referred to in the wiki pages as Earth. It's Sonic's planet. I'm going to refer to it as Earth because it's easier. Technically not Earth. It's an Earth. It's made of Earth. Deal with it.
But when we're going, isn't the Eggman thing over Earth?
I said Earth there. Again, this is why I'm clarifying. It's referred to as Earth in the thing. If you, click any of the links on the wiki, it takes you back to the article titled Sonic's Planet. So I think that it changes a bunch of times. Because technically Sonic's planet in the movies is Mobius, but also it's Earth, but also there's a bunch of different canon versions.
In the movie lore, it would be Earth.
Yes, for all intents and purposes, it's Earth. Especially because Eggman's grandfather is here. Eggman is on Earth.
Therefore it should make sense.
Therefore, it should be Earth in the context of what. So when this happens in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, it will be Earth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When it happens in Sonic the Hedgehog 3,
What if it's not?
What if it's not Earth?
What if you're wrong?
It'd be a first because Guy's never been wrong.
I've never been wrong.
I mean, he agreed to this podcast.
Damn.
Also, Black Doom got some bling. Holy shit.
Yeah,
He is bling the fuck out. Continuing. Black Doom and his Legion, the Black Arm, on the Black Comet, their ship, has been passing the Earth for thousands of years.
You can't just add black to everything and make it sound dark and scary.
Black Doom has despised humanity for their pettiness and greed, observing from afar, apparently.
Holy shit, base.
Interesting.
He has long wanted to destroy the human race,
fair.
but has not been able to, either because A, in the English translation, Earth's atmosphere, sure.
Okay.
Or B, in the Japanese translation, because he can't steer the ship, because it's a comet.
That's pretty funny.
That's way funnier.
Can you
I
imagine
think
him
it's
just
way
getting
better.
stuck in orbit around Earth?
I'll get you.
And I'm not fucking with you. These guys are powerful. They are powerful creatures once you come upon them. But the idea of this evil bunch of guys, and they're just on the planet I'm gonna get you one day.
They're waiting for the cycle to link up.
Exactly.
It's no matter how strong you are, you can't steer a comet, you know?
Hey man, you can be pretty fucking strong. Dwayne The Rock Johnson couldn't steer a comet.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he could.
Ooh, he did hold that helicopter down.
He did hold that helicopter.
Down.
Are we talking about...
I'm talking about
I also
Hobbs and Shaw, baby.
That's true.
Best Fast and Furious movie of all time.
He also got hit by a fucking bullet full charge in Red Notice and walked it off.
Yeah.
Have you also seen Red Notice?
Yeah. I've seen it twice.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I know.
And I'm the one who has the rep for seeing shit movies? What are you on? That movie was $250 million to make and made $59 million at box office.
It didn't deserve that
You've
much.
seen it twice. Izzy's seen it. Jude's
Izzy and
partner.
Gemma saw it together.
Gemma saw it.
They saw it together. And does that mean we have to see it together?
I think so. And also they said it was good.
Yeah.
It's not. It's the one of the
Matt,
most...
Why'd you see it twice then?
I had to believe it. I think I sat down and my friend was watching it and I couldn't convince him to turn it off, so I just sat down and watched it.
It's a new movie, though. What do
It's
you
only
mean?
just come out.
It's in cinemas.
That's Red 1. That's not Red Notice.
Oh, we're dumb. We're stupid.
It's a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie with the red in the title, man. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Come on, there's only 12 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, yeah, but Red Notice is a heist movie. That's the most formulaic movie. Everything you think will happen. It's kind of movie that you could write down the script as it goes, and it would happen as you say.
Yeah, exactly.
I have heard Red 1 in my
This one, yeah.
Red,
okay.
it has
yeah.
it's the most generic movie. It has the red
Well,
one.
okay. Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and Dwayne Johnson. That is the three most generic thing is gonna happen movie trio.
Strong.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of those movies. Yeah.
All right. Professor Robotnik was contacted by Black Doom, who
Hello.
again, I don't know, because he can't get to the Earth, so I don't know how he gets to Robotnik.
You gave him a call. He picked up his number.
No. Because Black Doom then gives Robotnik a sample of his DNA in order to progress the project, under the agreement that he would give Black Doom a herald for his eventual invasion. So if you thought developing weapons for gun was bad, you ain't seen shit yet.
Are you telling me he gave him his DNA, his seed,
Come.
come to make a herald a child.
Yes.
He fucked Robotnik.
He fucked Robotnik.
Okay. But I just want to be on the same page. I just want everyone to be aware of what we just heard in coded language.
Finally, after years of trying with Black Doom's DNA,
They tried for. They had trouble. They had to try.
you're such a motherfucker. Apparently, this DNA solved. I think Robotnik's quoted as saying, "All hurdles have disappeared with this." The post nut clarity. This man just needed sex. It's like what's the fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode? You guys just need to fuck.
You guys just need a bone.
You just gotta need a bone.
Bone. Yeah.
Exactly.
All I can think of is I beat my meat into a cup.
Finally,
From the boys.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Boys?
Oh yeah, Soldier Boy. Yeah.
I beat my meat into a cup.
Yeah. Why are you putting on a Kiwi accent? He's so American.
Because
I beat my meat into a cup.
Yeah, you're right.
Beat my meat into a cup.
I don't know, honestly. Because Anthony Starr's Kiwi, but he's not even the guy.
But it's not Anthony Starr that says it.
Oh my god, we're falling apart, boys.
Where are we?
Finally, after years of trying, Robotnik successfully created the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I think it's Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Shadow,
The Baba Yaga.
in the games, is the ultimate life form, made from a combination of Black Doom's DNA and some other shit that Professor Robotnik put in there, which I wrote this script before you made that joke. So, yeah.
It's his own DNA.
He is an ageless, chaos energy infused, hedgehog-esque creature. I say hedgehog-esque because fucking all the hedgehogs in Sonic the Hedgehog are hedgehog-esque, because none of them are hedgehogs.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Why Shadow look like Sonic?
Good question.
Because I'm seeing Robotnik DNA, Black Doom DNA, and maybe some other shit. But Sonic isn't in the world yet.
So Black Doom is Sonic's father.
When I say Robotnik created Shadow, there is multiple instances in which it is noted that Robotnik is like modifying or tweaking or doing something there. So Robotnik is literally building Shadow.
Okay.
The suspicion that I've seen around, I don't know if there's anywhere that this is actually cited or credited, there is a mural in the Angel Island that shows the events of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, like the original Sonic the Hedgehog game, with him being infused with the Master Emeralds. So what the suspicion is that Robotnik saw that while he was there getting the Chaos Emerald or whatever the fuck, went and was inspired by that years later and went, the perfect being to harness chaos energy and to become the ultimate life form must be whatever the fuck that thing was.
That's fair.
And then built it in his image, which he repeatedly gets mistaken during Sonic Adventure 2 for Sonic.
How?
Good question. Also suspected quite often that it might just be Gun fucking around trying to get Sonic in trouble.
Wow.
Which, yeah, that's classic. That's classic.
Classic Gun.
Classic
I
Gun.
mean, Sonic could have got it like a hair, like dyed his hair, to be fair.
Yeah.
Shadow has speed and agility that matches Sonic, with the power of chaos manipulation to boot. Technically, Sonic also has this. I think that's what the chili dog manifestation thing is. But Shadow has much better versions of it. There's also a small asterisk here, which is Sonic is faster than him. Shadow can reach Sonic's speed for a short time, but it's very, very tiring for him, because in games, quote being, Sonic can reach light speed. Confirmed by game. Shadow ain't that cool. Shadow ain't all that.
Shadow got other shit he's going on. He's
Exactly.
immortal.
He's immortal.
You said ageless. He was just born.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he's not even
He's literally... The fucking point of the project was not to create Shadow the Hedgehog. It was to create the fucking cure to death. If Shadow the Hedgehog is not immortal, then Robotnik hasn't done his fucking job.
He's got a point.
Is Black Doom, is he immortal?
I have no fucking idea. I didn't look at it. Probably. I mean, he's been on the fucking ship for thousands of years, so probably.
He's stuck in that comment for a while.
He could have just, now that I think about it, Gerald probably could have just ripped Black Doom and been like, hey, boss, here you go. He's he's immortal. Here you go.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
And then he would have fucking murdered them, and then Robotnik would have been fine because he's in space.
Yeah, but Shadow's so much cuter.
Shadow is great. Shadow also wears limiter rings, golden wrist rings, which hold back his immense chaos energy, which he can take off for a short time to unleash his full power. It's very anime protagonist.
yeah.
A note, I double-checked, he is wearing those in the movie trailers, so maybe we'll get to see Sonic go past his own limits.
I'm so
I can't wait to see the bands come off.
Exactly. While working on Shadow, Robotnik gives him a great deal of data, which he apparently handles with ease, showing that he is also quite smart, along with being fast, strong, and indestructible. One of his powers in the wiki is Tactical Mastermind. Yeah, I don't know when it was proven. He's smart.
Yeah,
Sonic is not. Sonic is, in the movies at least, is a dumb bitch.
Yeah. I get that vibe.
Yeah.
He's a lovable dumb bitch.
That's true. During his time being developed, Shadow the Hedgehog, Maria also developed a fondness for Shadow, becoming his guide in the world, and he her stalwart companion. Shadow has quite a good heart when he is initially created, and Maria essentially teaches him a little bit of a wonder for the world, a little bit of kindness, a little bit of gentleness. What's up?
When did this come out?
When did it come out?
Yeah.
The Sonic Adventure 2?
Yeah.
Give me a second. That's a good question. Sonic Adventure 2 came out in 2001.
This is the exact same story as fucking Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Which one came first? Because
Probably Mewtwo. Considering the fact that the Pokemon thing is, what, the 80s? Although, it depends. When did the Mewtwo movie come out?
the first movie came out, it was like 2000?
No, it would have been because
1999.
Yeah, I was gonna
There
say
you go.
99.
They fucking stole it whole cloth from...
It's like the exact same story. Like
It is actually, isn't
the
it? Yeah.
scientist's daughter, who's like sick as well, is like becomes friends with the being they're creating in a lab
Yeah.
that they're trying to learn to use to help heal her. What the fuck is going on here?
Legally, I have no claim. That's a strange coincidence, I'm sure, would be the line.
Knowing the Mewtwo story, I'm
Shadow,
excited.
okay, top Reddit post. Shadow and Mewtwo's backstory are weirdly similar.
Uh-huh. Any answers? Any knowers?
It's definitely similar, but not as much as you would think. Maria was Gerald's granddaughter. Project Shadow was
Whoa.
commissioned. I know, sorry, big difference.
Whoa.
Project Shadow was commissioned / run by Gunn, which isn't a Shadow organization. Shadow didn't revolt.
Whoa. Wrong, Redditor. Wrong.
This person seems like a terrible take. Shadow didn't revolt, doesn't he?
Strictly
Spoilers. We haven't got there yet.
Spoilers, but strictly speaking, he's right.
Gunn turned on. Oh, I won't say that.
Hey, shh.
Mewtwo is spared from knowing about Amber due to a memory wipe. Is that true, Matt?
I guess, yeah. That I think that happens, yeah.
Now Shadow has remembered Maria. He has to.
Well, I was going to say, Shadow did have his memory wiped
Oh, okay.
at one point.
I'll just shut up and let you keep talking.
It's great.
honestly.
No, it's fine. So this beautiful friendship, Eggman, Gerald Robotnik has reached his goals.
Is he Chicken Man? Because the chicken came before the egg?
That's good.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Hey, listen.
You know, Matt.
Come
Let's
here.
give it-
Handshakes on set.
I got
set.
two shake hands.
Perfect.
Appreciate that.
2 shakes is pretty good.
Things are beautiful. Gerald has his answer for the president. No longer has to give weapon. Maria's got a bestie, this weak little child who's surrounded by fucking scientists 24/7 and hasn't had a proper childhood because
Has
of
a
her illness.
I do like the weak child being friends with the most powerful being in the universe.
And the most asterisk, probably not the most powerful being in the universe. He's the ultimate life form, as named by Gerald Robotnik.
True. We know that God exists in this universe.
God does exist.
Yeah, we do.
Jesus Christ
Jesus
is the
Christ is the
ultimate life
being.
form.
Yes, you're right. Shadow Jesus reborn?
Oh my god. I think there was something about some of the Shadow. Don't worry about it. There's always biblical parallels in storytelling.
there
It's just
is.
one of the things that people pull on, all right?
Yeah.
However, good times never last. And as Gunn becomes aware of what Gerald has created, they decided now was as good a time as any to cash out on their investment. Mm-hmm. Gunn lands troops on the Ark with plans to either take or destroy Project Shadow.
No.
Bum.
The details of that day are sparse, with the only account being from Professor Robotnik in the time that followed.
As in, wait, Gerald Robotnik.
Gerald Robotnik.
Yeah, cool.
Did I? Professor Robotnik
Yeah.
is Gerald. Dr. Robotnik,
Robotnik.
is Ivo.
Yeah.
Which no one refers to him as Ivo, but it's again. More quotes. They're long.
I also just looked up, is Shadow Jesus? And the first thing is an X that says Shadow the Hedgehog is the Sonic equivalent of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same page here.
It's a big one.
Matt, do you want to do the big one first?
They're both big.
So that's two separate ones,
It's
right?
two separate big ones.
Yeah, I did the big one last time, so you can do the bigger one this time.
Oh yeah. So is it? I ended that.
Sorry, quick pause before you say this. We send these messages, the quotes to each other through Messenger. Directly below our chat where we sent it, my last message from my girlfriend, who is currently at home in bed, is "I love Shadow the Hedgehog." 53 minutes ago. God bless. Thank you, Gemma.
Based.
Fuck yeah.
Based, Gemma.
Continue.
What am I aiming for?
This is a scorned and broken old man.
Dr. Chicken?
This is Gerald Robotnik. Yeah, Dr. Chicken.
Here we go.
Post the events of this day.
Oh,
Not quite that weak.
a
little bit more angry. A little bit more.
I don't quite know what happened or what went wrong. Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form?
Yes.
I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind. But then, the military guards landed on the colony that day. They were sent to destroy the research project that I had been working on. My colleagues at the research facility, my granddaughter, Maria. I hope you're all safe.
There's more to the quote.
Oh, I thought
I thought that was the second one.
There's two of two of these.
I'm back. I'm not dead.
okay.
I'm back. Oh, the colony was completely shut down. Probably to keep the prototype from falling into the wrong hands. The Ark was shut down under the premise that there had been an accident. Wait, probably to keep the prototype. He didn't shut down?
It was shut down by Gunn when they went into the station.
Yeah. Gun went in and killed and shut it down.
Oh, so they didn't want someone else even eviler than them
Yeah.
to take Shadow the Hedgehog.
That would have been their argument, sure.
I guess, yeah.
This is a journal entry. Probably a couple weeks later would be my guess.
From the same man?
Yes. I've just also, for clarity for the audience, this isn't how they appear in the game. I've edited these for clarity based on what we know post this. Because there's a bunch of this stuff that's blanked out in the journal.
Oh, that's a long quote.
I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she had died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her. Somehow, some way. I got scared as I was no longer able to control my thoughts. All I could think about was that I wanted it all to end.
Holy fuck.
Based on my original projections, I was able to complete Project Shadow. I designed its mind to be perfect, pure. I will leave everything to him. If you wish, release and awaken it to the world. If you wish to fill the world with destruction.
Holy fuck.
Damn.
Damn, they really killed the 12-year-old girl.
She's on the list of people who was killed.
But did she actually get killed?
Who knows? Yeah, she did.
Oh.
Fuck, alright, fair enough.
Yeah, there's no bodies in space, you know.
We're going to keep going deeper, but this one's for
I mean,
me.
there is still bodies in
In space.
There's still bodies in space.
In space, no one can hear you get buried. You can't be 6 foot under when there's no under in space. You know what I mean?
No. I know what you mean, you're a fuckwit. Anyway, continue, guys.
Whoa! Also, this man's bloody, he's gone off the deep end.
He
This
has.
chicken.
He's gone crazy.
This chicken's gone off the deep end.
Get
You lose one granddaughter and you go off the deep.
get ready for this one, bucko.
Oh no.
The last time we see Gerald, he is being filmed with a camera. He is tied to a chair, a flashlight pointed at his face. As he looks down with the fury of a man who has lost everything, he bluntly describes how once the Chaos Emeralds are collected, which you, the player in the game, have just done, the Ark is programmed to crash into the Earth, destroying it.
What, the Ark or the Earth?
The Ark. Destroy the Earth.
Destroy
Yeah.
everything.
Holy fuck.
His loss has led to insanity, and this broken man wants nothing more than to kill everyone and destroy everything. His final line is, "All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair." In the other versions of this, it is slightly more clear, but for all intents and purposes, we know pretty well. Immediately following this, he is asked if he has anything else to say, and is shot by a firing squad. This is Sonic Adventure 2, the kids.
You find some weird games with firing squads. In
I
them,
have
dude.
told you, every time you guys give me something, it's a rap. It's.
I know.
I'm walking on a sandstone cliff, baby.
Dude, he does find a lot
And
of firing
every
squads,
goddamn
doesn't
time,
he? It's Tekken and now this.
it's just Tekken in this. I don't find that many firing squads. It's just like
Which,
two.
which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
What the fuck? We went for like happy-go-lucky guy, want to make a space station. Oh, there's a guy, evil guy on a comment to like murder of children and destruction of the entire Earth.
Essentially, the exact
The cost of
instant.
grief.
That's pretty deep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Essentially, the exact instant that he created an immortal, all-powerful god being, all of the government contractors went, "Ooh, hold on a second," and then shut down his lab. And then I legitimately do not know why the scientist and Maria were killed, but Gerald was not. That's a blank part. There's no diary record. There's no real official thing.
I mean, he was killed.
He was. That's true, actually. Yeah, he spent a little bit of time like.
They wanted to get all the
I
information
assume
out of
he
him.
spent a little bit of time like locked in his lab in the Ark station, like doing his final little calculations and shit.
But also, they want to get all the information out of him. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, to put a really fucking dark one on it, like the U.S. government recruited scientists, not just from like Germany, from Japan as well, that did a fuck ton of really, really, really bad shit. Mm-hmm. So like, maybe they wanted his fucking brains.
Maybe they wanted him for a bit. Yeah.
And they left
paperclip, yeah.
well, not just yeah, but like they left no fucking witnesses.
Left no witnesses. Absolutely.
What
No
the
one who
fuck?
know what they were doing up there is still around. As a hard left turn on the tone here, which thank God we're pivoting out of this. It is
Shadow the Hedgehog.
It is a slightly weird plot moment because the moment that video shows up in Sonic Adventure 2, Eggman has for the past like story beat been threatening to blow up the planet with the Eclipse cannon, which is a planet-destroying laser something powered by the Chaos Emeralds, which is also in the Ark station. So Gerald had already made that.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. Like, is it just to completely fuck anyone on the Ark? Like, what's the point of this?
I guess so.
The reason that they made the Eclipse cannon originally was to destroy, perhaps a meteor that might
Yeah,
be intercepting
meteor's coming.
towards Earth. So
Protect the Earth.
Gerald in his diary is repeatedly talks about playing people for fools. He talks about the fact that the president's stupid, Shadow's never going to work. He talks about Gun and the fact that he's just, he's making stuff for them and they might kill some people with it, but ultimately the overall effect on humanity will be good because the technology he's made is able to be used for a lot of good stuff. Still a pretty bad reasoning. Nonetheless, better than nothing. And with Black Doom, the situation is exactly the same. He talks about playing him for a fool. Literally, while he's away for 50 years, builds a fucking cannon to annihilate Black Doom's comet. Kind of goated. Again,
Kinda good.
He's working with the best that he can.
Did he actually blow up Black Doom's comet?
I think that
That'd be kinda
happens during Sonic the Hedgehog, the game. I think Sonic ends up doing battle with Black Doom and stuff once they get to Earth. I don't know if the Eclipse cannon is used. I didn't do a lot of research into that game. I apologize, people.
fair.
We
No, it's
only
fair
have a
enough.
limited amount of time to research these. Anyway, to wrap this up, to get to the point of this,
Yeah, what the fuck is Sonic Shadow doing after this?
a final summary of Sonic Adventure 2's ending. Shadow, who had previously lost his memories, as well as being brainwashed by Gerald Robotnik in the period of him having lost Maria, he essentially took Shadow, removed all of his memories, and uploaded murderpeople.exe to his brain,
Classic.
to which he did a bunch of murdering, but then through various things he regains his memory, specifically of Maria, which Maria's like thing. Shadow was always very what's the word? Not diminutive, like look down on humanity. He's like, I am literally the perfect life form.
He's condescending.
Condescending, for sure. Maria's only request of him was just give humanity a chance. Like, we will try and do good. She's looking at her grandfather, Gerald, who on the outside would be, weapon manufacturer for multiple things trying to invent immortality. The guy was, as much as he could be, a good guy.
It's a bit of a Frankenstein moment.
Exactly. And a misunderstood gene.
But you made a god.
He did, well...
And the god is a god complex a little bit, because you did make a god.
Exactly, but he is saved
Jesus.
because...
I am better than you.
Oh no, it's Homeland.
Yep. Yeah, he gooped into a cup, and then we got Homelander.
Fuck me.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
The boys just Shadow the Hedgehog.
So, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
We're drawing a line from Mewtwo to the boys.
Mewtwo to Sonic the Hedge to Shadow the Hedgehog to the boys, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my god. The monster energy is getting to me. Shadow, again, previously lost his memories by being brainwashed by Gerald Robotnik post-trauma, but has now regained them, teams up with Sonic, the only other creature capable of wielding chaos energy. Together, the two of them enter into the Eclipse Cannon's core, which is powered by the Chaos Emeralds, which Eggman has armed in order to annihilate the planet, but in doing so has sent the Ark into the planet to kill everyone anyway. Which I think Eggman was probably playing chicken.
Yep.
And was just like, I want money.
Yep.
But yes, actually,
Yeah.
technically, I think he wanted to become the ruler of Earth, because I think he said he wants the Earth to surrender, which, when you're holding a gun to the head of the planet, sure.
Is it his dad or his grandfather?
Grandfather.
Yeah, his grandfather did it for real.
His grandfather did it for real.
No bluffs. No bluffs.
Together, the two of them enter into the Eclipse Core's cannon, where they find the Bio Lizard, the original Project
original
Shadow.
lab.
What's this fucker? This fucking demented dinosaur that should be put down. I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
Poor dinosaur.
Who uses its own chaos control, which it has, to merge reality warping to fuse with the Ark, becoming Final Hazard, the final boss of Sonic Adventure 2. It's essentially just the Bio Lizard fused with weapons and shit
Yep.
from the thing. It's
Yep.
You fight the Bio Lizard, you fuck it up, and then it comes back, and now it's even more fused with the shit, and it's got
Yep.
guns. It's crazy, man, and it kind of suctions itself onto the end of the Eclipse Cannon.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool. They then beat the shit out. Sonic and Shadow then use the power of the Chaos Emeralds to become Super Sonic and Super Shadow.
They go Super Saiyan.
They go Super Saiyan, because again, we're back at Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
They beat the shit out of the lizard before they use their combined powers to warp the Ark back into orbit. With Shadow fucking dying after he's exhausted himself.
Wait, what?
Plummeting to Earth, having completed his promise to his best friend Maria, with the final line as the credits roll being Sonic saying, "Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog."
Wow.
He didn't even give a shit.
So after all that, what can we expect from the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
I have so many questions. He was the ultimate being. How does Sonic survive and he didn't?
Because Sonic's goated. And also, technically, I don't know if this is true, Shadow has better control of, like, chaos control, like,
was trying way
reality
harder.
warping than Sonic does. Sonic was more of a helpful person who was being a vessel for chaos energy. Shadow was the one who actually did the warping.
Yeah.
So that's one reason. Also, B,
Sonic
Sayonara,
is
Shadow.
goated with the sword.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's one way to say goodbye to the guy who just helped you save the world.
It's again, I don't understand how it keeps happening to me. But
If your
I'm
D&D
glad
character ever dies, I'm just going to look at your body and go,
Sayonara.
Sayonara, Oren.
Oren, find a keep a toll gate.
And just like that, Japanese was invented in our D&D.
You telling me the fucking Huanese aren't Japanese?
No.
They're just,
Damn, man.
I don't know. We're robes.
They're based off of Chinese culture.
There you go. That's my bad. That's me not knowing the lore of our own campaign. I'm living in it. So, to wrap up what we know and what I actually think is probably going to be in the third movie, we know that Sonic Shadow is a genetically modified creature who used to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds in order to gain immortality. He is a Sonic's match in almost every way, with the one difference being that Sonic's able to move at light speed, which Shadow can only match for a short amount of time. He was created by Gerald Robotnik as an effort to save Maria Robotnik from her terminal illness, as well as creating immortality at the same time. There may also be a giant space flesh salamander that turns itself into a planet-destroying cannon. And God, do I hope that's true.
God, I hope they do that.
The more they lean into the silliness of these movies, like the first movie, from what I've seen, is very like kind of grounded with a little silly. Whereas the second movie, they kind of went way heavier in the silly.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope the third one, they just fucking go hot
Well, the
heavy.
TV show certainly took a fucking direction.
Oh, it's gone bowling. I don't care what he said about beating up a guy. He went bowling.
He went bowling.
He went on a road trip with a guy to go bowling.
Do you know the best
to beat
bit?
his father.
He wins the bowling. Wade Whipple wins the bowling championship and doesn't even know it.
That's
He doesn't even know. He bowls the last bowling ball and runs out to go help Knuckles with the fight, and then wins without seeing it.
That's beautiful.
That's the goat.
That's art.
That's my goat.
That's the goat. Here's the goat.
So what do you reckon? What do you think will actually make that's the end of my script. That's it. That's all I got. My Eclipse cannon is empty.
So Shadow's just better in every way. He's stronger. He's faster. Well, he's not faster, but he's so
He has
everything
higher
with speed.
regeneration. He has better chaos manipulation. He is probably stronger than Sonic, not as strong as Knuckles, because Knuckles is specifically like warrior chaos energy with like his fucking burning fists.
Yeah, he's got
probably not as smart as Tails, because Tails is like science smart, but maybe more like strategy smart, like military smart.
He's street smart.
He's street smart. He knows his way around the block for sure. And he's not as fast as Sonic, but he can go as fast as Sonic, and he's also got like limiter rings that he can take off to go super beyond for a little bit. And he
Even
can
further beyond.
So, yeah, that's I don't know. Hey, man.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Honestly, sure.
Yeah, we know that it's interesting because we know that in the trailer we know that Gerald's alive.
Yes, Gerald is in fact in the next movie. That's the confirmed thing. That's the old Jim Carrey Robotnik
That's
thing.
such a good way to do it.
It's so
is it
good.
just Jim Carrey?
It's just Jim Carrey, but older.
in old man
That's
makeup.
fucking sick.
Hang on, I'll show
They
you.
were
Joe.
like, "Fuck, how do we keep Jim Carrey in this franchise?"
No, he's alive.
He's acting with himself.
He
Remember he crawled out of the wreckage of his...
he crawled out of the wreckage. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
also, quick moment. That's the Gerald Robotnik getting shot scene.
Oh my god.
That is fucked up.
Because it's on Gerald Robotnik. I told you, he's tied to a chair.
That
I'm not
sugarcoating
sugarcoating
That
it.
does not look from a real fucking
This is
thing.
from Sonic Adventure 2.
This is a kid's game.
This is a
everyone.
kid's game. Yeah, again, it's as I described. He's chained to a chair, and he's...
Look up from the movie.
Sorry. Let me go to images so that I can show you. Yeah, there he is. It's Jim Carrey, but fucking old.
He's like,
Get-
look at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's. Hold on. Wait, oh my god, the scrolling's not working. There we go. I can show him to the screen. There you go. Old man.
I don't like that.
He's kind of wrinkled.
Yeah. Is it weird that he reminds me of your father?
That's fucked up that you would say that.
He does.
That's fucked up.
He does though. It's the combination of the way he's looking at me and the fact that he's bald. You know what I mean?
And the glasses.
I will never forgive him for the jump scare at that camp. Little bit of Friends lore here. Friends, not the show Friends, us as Friends lore. During a camp one particular year, we did scouts together. My dad was at the camp because it was a family camp, and we were playing D&D at 11:30 at
really
night. Late at night. We shouldn't have been up.
Everyone had gone to bed.
And my dad appeared, not that we knew it was him, a man appeared under a blinking toilet light
It was
in the
terrifying.
distance, standing square, pointed in our direction, like literal horror movie shit.
Yep.
And everyone went, and one of our friends went, "What the fuck? Who is that? That's so creepy." Before I turn around and realize it's my fucking dad standing there. Man's also
Just
got
staring at us.
bald
judging us?
head and heterochromia. He is a
villain.
He's a villain.
He's a lovely
a
man
villain.
for a supervillain.
Yes. That was interesting.
There you go. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I'm glad our Jesus Christ, Keanu Reeves, Shadow the Hedgehog, has risen. And he's going to riz up Shadow the Hedgehog.
He's going to riz the fuck up Shadow the Hedgehog.
And-
genuine things that and?
We're going to... No, I was going to say something about a goon, but don't worry about it.
He is a goon. Genuine thing as well, Shadow, I apologize, I didn't get to any Shadow gun things, but also they specifically reference Shadow's Project Shadow, which I don't... Are they going to give Shadow a gun? Who's to say?
Because Shadow canonically has a gun, right?
He gets one in Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, and he does use it. but it's mostly just because it was cool.
You always associate Shadow with a gun, but I'm always like, what's stopping any of the other people from picking up a gun as well?
Shadow
doesn't seems like the one who he's the most powerful out of all of them.
I was going to say, he doesn't need it.
The gun is what holds him back.
Tails should have a gun.
Tails should have a gun.
Tails needs a gun.
We should give Tails a gun.
All right, so that's our summary. Tails needs a gun, and Shadow's fucked. He's cooked. Yeah. He shows. The other thing I've seen from the trailers, just because I might as well genuinely cover my bases while we're doing this, he shows, I believe it's chaos manipulation in the trailers, because he basically fucking teleports around.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing I got. I have very little.
Is it going to be the exact same story as the second one, of like a guy they're going to fight for a little bit and then go, wait, we're actually on the same side here, and then they team up?
I don't know. I hope that it involves the arc, but also I don't know if that exists in this universe, but also I don't know it doesn't.
I really, really want Shadow Hedgehog to die thinking of how he has martyred himself for a 12-year-old girl who was the one person who showed him kindness.
Who was already dead.
Yeah, but she was one person while he was being made in a lab as a I mean, he's not human, but subhuman creature seen as an experiment. One little girl showed him kindness, and so he sacrificed himself for the whole world.
Another thing we do know is that Maria is in the movie.
Great. Oh no,
I can't wait to see really sad flashbacks.
They're gonna kill her.
They're gonna kill Maria.
Good job, Maria! Good down! Gun's coming. Does gun exist in the universe?
Gun does exist in the universe,
no.
except because remember, if the last episode, the US government created it as a space defense force.
No! Get down!
Well, if you enjoyed today's episode, where can they let us know that they enjoyed the episode?
On Discord and in the comments.
Yeah.
And you can rate us 5 stars. For every star you give us, you get one less murdered child.
What?
Oh.
How many childs are murdered by default?
I don't know. That's up to you, listener. That's up to you.
For every star you give us is the number of bioengineered creatures you can create.
Bioengineer.
Yeah, well, like, bio lizard, bio salamander, bio hedgehog, bio echidna.
For every star you give us is a technology that given to us by shady government funding that helps the world.
Yeah,
that's probably used for bad, but does help the world. Yeah. Just like the internet, actually. You know, the internet was made in government funding.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Military funding.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, the technology that gave us the internet.
And it too has ruined our lives.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it was a good thing. Yeah. But thank you so much to our law keepers. And you can get extra content as well as support us and keep us doing what we're doing at Patreon at Lawkeeper and become a law keeper today. I thank you to our prestige law keepers, Josh Romaine and Shadow. Thank you to our novice law keepers. Blitz Bandit, Dan Dubs, Jacob from Norway, Josh Cowes, Loading Name, Luke Newcomb, Mike Grain, Tiani Wilson, and Uranian Games. And thank you so much to our new prestige law keeper. I haven't even told you guys about this. This is hot off the press. This is Bong the Bard.
Bong the Bard! Go to his name.
Bong
the Bard.
As in Bong?
You don't know.
Guess. Or
it could be short for Bongo.
They just call him Bong.
The Bard.
Bongo the Bard.
So, for listeners, I had a D&D character for 4 years called Bongo who was a bard. And this is like my alt account. This is like...
Except I can see it's from a German email address.
That's incredible.
I have a German cousin.
That.
I have a German cousin.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
But thank you so much to Bong the Bard. I will reach out to you and we'll find out some more and we'll have a little bit in the next episode.
Yeah,
but,
fuck yeah.
You'll get our secret rewards. Wink. No, I'm just
Why did you make a weird wink out of Are you giving our Patreons feet pics, guy?
I cannot corroborate or deny the allegations.
We are starting an only law where you can sign on to
the
get
hottest law.
Law written on our feet. You know, you have to read it.
I think this is the best money-making opportunity you've ever given us, Matt. I think this is...
Well, you know who doesn't care about money?
Who?
Shadow the Hedgehog. Because he doesn't need it. He's too powerful. And when Shadow looks at the world we have left for him, he awakens and goes and is disappointed. Sorry, and says good morning.
Wow.
Whoa,
and
wowie.
after he bashes you around the head with his energy blast, and you're falling unconscious in his arms. He reaches down to your ear and goes, "Good night."
That's terrifying. Holy shit.
And as the fucking Ark ship plummets towards the Earth with nothing to stop it but our big boy, we say goodbye.
It was right there.
What?
We say sayonara.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog!
Fucking hell.
Oh no! Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Again.
That should be our new
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog! Yeah! Oh, Jesus.
Thank you for listening to Living by the Law. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave a review, tell your friends, and if you're feeling extra generous, become an official lawkeeper by joining our Patreon today. Follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Living by the Law. All links are in the description, and thank you in advance. We have been, and always will be, living by the law. Thank you for your company, and good night.